wake up. Come on.
What is it? There's something you haven't been telling me. What are you talking about? How long have you had this for? Oh, okay. Bro, I've already had it for like a month. And it's like the only Sonic game I know.
You have betrayed the Mario community for frickin' Sonic the Hedgehog. What the heck?
Bro, can you chill out? I'm still more of a Mario fan, alright?
And next thing you know, you're gonna call that new Sonic racing game better than Mario Kart World.
Look, Mario Kart World was like a pretty big mess up. Okay? I'm not just gonna jump to conclusions. How about we do a video on it?
You know what? I guess you gotta count your blessings while you can.
Okay, so the hot new thing right now is this silly game called Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. The game probably would have been modestly recognized at any other point in time, but with the bombshell of the new Mario Kart game, it's blowing up the gaming scene right now. But I'm a little hesitant to call it just straight up better than World, despite what everyone is saying. So today we'll be going through a deep analysis to see what game does better at what and if it's definitively better. Just so we don't get too mushy and conditional, I have this. Boom. The strike sport. I'm gonna count mistakes basically between each game. Now, some mistakes are gonna be worse than others. For example, the new Mario Kart costs $80. That is a big mistake. Now, on the other hand, Sonic can't shut up. I think it's less of a problem, but it really does hinder the game. I believe, at least. As much as I'd like to stay completely objective, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna have some subjectivity. If I try to home in on objectivity too much, I'm gonna hardly have any points. Anyways, I haven't played that much of Sonic Racing. Let's jump into it. Okay, so I tried playing the Steam demo of it, but apparently there's something wrong with either the Steam servers or my computer, so we're gonna have to do the Switch version. How annoying.
One eternity later.
Man, I thought this game was gonna be a little more distinct for Mario Kart. It's like spot on 8 Deluxe. I mean, it's got pretty much the same drifting and flying mechanics. Bro, the course starts with the nighttime stadium. Like, come on. They are actually kind of different though. Sonic Racing feels a little more like professional racing. You'll notice some factors that make it feel a little more serious, like speedometer. They're racing actual cars. The vehicles themselves also feel a lot more responsive. Heck, the green shell equivalent has the scope. It's so nice. And even though there are a lot of flaws with the voice acting, I believe, it really does help create tension between each of the characters, especially with that new rival system. I really like that. And probably my favorite use of the voice acting though, because it doesn't happen that often. You like hit a character and you'll start like a conversation into them. Hold up, are you even mentioning anything bad about Sonic Racing? Well, I did say the voice acting has some mistakes at the beginning of the video. Oh, you know what? Screw it. Come on, get to the bad stuff! I guess we're talking about strikes now, I guess. I do want to be careful with the strike system. I want the strikes to be reasonable and not just because of taste. They have these CPUs, and they're like if you took Sonic, but he was a CPU, and he looked boring. I really just don't think that works. The shape that Sonic has, and like all the other characters have, are made very distinctly for certain important characters. So to put them and make them like a basic audience member, it's a little jarring. What if all the audience members were like humans in Mario? What if Toads didn't exist? It would make both parties much weaker. Instead, what Nintendo did is they have Toads as audience members. I don't know if this is controversial, but I just think if they did all chows, they would have been fine. Anyways, not a big mistake, just we'll add more marks on other more important stuff. One thing I don't like, but I'm not marking it against them, the game feels a little more messy when you're playing it. Like when I'm playing Mario Kart, I feel like I can see everything. But with the speedometer and all the UI elements are bigger, even like the badges, it makes the game a little messy. I'm just not holding it, and I'm sure people are used to it in other games. It's just a taste matter, I think. We haven't even talked about gadgets, the car customization, and crossover characters, which, but let's take a pause and let's go to Mario Kart World. Okay, so I'm going through this and I realize I'm not giving enough strikes for some of the bigger mistakes. Like, $80 for a Mario Kart game is just horrendous. Not even just for Nintendo, but just the entire community of gaming in general. It's bad. And for Sonic, those two mistakes I listed out were also well, the main reason I'm doing this, I want to mark, let's just say pettier mistakes. And I don't want those petty mistakes to have like one mark on them and be a quarter of an $80 mistake. Anyways, back to the video. Man, it's been a while since I've played Mario Kart World. Surely whatever got me to stop playing it wasn't that bad. Something I do like about Mario Kart World, the movement is the best I've seen in Mario Kart. They added 2 new mechanics, wall riding and rail grinding. Both just make driving the track so much more interesting. I also like how this isn't just Mario Kart 8 again, especially because we've been playing Mario Kart 8 for like about 10 years now. It has its own identity in the Mario Kart series. Sadly, that's all I really have good to say for World right now. The mistakes that it has are just a complete bombshell. And that adds up when your price tag is $80. To start, the intermissions. They're bad. They're some of the least engaging stuff in a Mario Kart game ever. Specifically, there are 3 reasons why they suck. 1, they have no difficulty. 2, they lack an identity. And 3, they just take up time that you would doing the regular courses, which are actually good in this game. Clearly, they're just awful race courses. But what if I told you that they weren't race courses?
What?
I mean, you race on them, but they aren't considerate on what makes a race fun. I think what they're primarily designed for is cohesion of the overworld. I'm probably not the only person on YouTube to point this out. I don't think Mario Kart World is supposed to primarily be a racing game. They kind of... It seems to just prioritize design towards, like, some kind of road trip, vacation-y experience. Look at the map. There's so much effort put into picking and placing where the tracks go as, like, little landmarks and hiding all the secrets. And it puts an emphasis on that road tripping kind of feel. Heck, the food system just supports all that road tripping. Again, the game wants you to travel more, so the laps are turned into intermission tracks. So instead of using the time to actually race, you're using them to enjoy the nice scenery. And funnily enough, they add the look around and the sceneries. Well, I mean, there's better looking games, but this is a good showcase of the graphics on the Switch 2. Heck, they even changed the driving to feel more realistic, to simulate that road trip experience, which makes the competition of the race feel a little slippery. And just a side tangent here, the items are super BS in newer Mario Kart games. Oh my goodness! I mean, I played Sonic Racing, and I guess I played against CPUs, so I didn't really feel the torture of that, but oh my goodness, Wii has a better item system, period. Anyways, okay, but that makes me wonder, because the Crossworlds in Sonic Racing Crossworlds are kind of just like intermission tracks. So what's the deal with that? So clearly, the reason why Cross Worlds has the teleportation and World has the intermission tracks is simply to separate themselves from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They're appealing to the audience that probably bought 8 Deluxe, and both games are more expensive. But what's strange to me, however, is that the two approaches they take to separating themselves are like very similar. Basically, it turns all of the 3-lap tracks into some kind of hybrid of a 1-lap track, like Mount Wario. So I'm sure like 90% of people, you did not realize why there were only like 3 out of the 48 tracks in 8 that had this 1-lap system before the booster course pass. But now that World's come out, my mind has expanded. Mario Kart World told me that the 3-lap system is actually basically perfect. For example, Mushroom Gorge on Mario Kart Wii and 8. 3 laps is enough time for someone to get used to the track in one race. With 1-lap tracks, it's harder to do that. But another thing that I really despise about this 1-lap system now, say the gap jump on Mushroom Gorge, and you get 3 chances on a 3-lap track. And the more you get chances to do it, the better you get at it. It emphasizes that gameplay loop of like practicing and getting better. Soon you'll be making the gap jump and you'll be winning races off of that. 1-lap tracks means you only get to do it once per race. Having less attempts at it discourages you from trying it out in more serious races. When there's more stakes on the table and you only get one try, it discourages you from experimenting a little.
Wait, but if 1-lap tracks are so flawed like that, then why do so many people like them?
Wait, hold up. You're totally right. Why is it that I just said that 1-lap tracks are flawed, but then everyone's favorite track is like the 1-lap track? Well, it seems to be that there's a little more going for 1-lap tracks in 8 Deluxe than there are for World. Let's take 3DS Rainbow Road for example. Each section's unique. Each section has its own difficulty and stuff, and it's a part of an entire race. Can you guess what 1-lap tracks don't follow that at all? Mario Kart World intermissions. Intermission tracks are not unique in any way. They're not difficult at all. They're mostly soft turns. They're literally designed not to be part of the race course. Absolutely mind-boggling game design by the higher-ups at Nintendo. So dumb. Just awful game design. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, I don't want to be just handing out strikes like it's candy, but like, you gotta admit. Okay, now that I just stated the most overstated thing in YouTube history, let's go through something a little more controversial. I think Sonic Racing Cross Worlds also kind of falls into those gaps. They just throw you randomly into a second lap, takes you somewhere random that doesn't relate at all with the track. However, it does still maintain difficulty trying to figure it out, because it's an actual racetrack, by the way. It's not the intermission straight lines, and the second laps are very distinct from another. Not too bad of a mistake, but sometimes you just can't beat perfection. I'm gonna be real, guys. I did not plan this far ahead. I really don't have anything to say for badges, kart customization, and crossover characters. I guess if I had to sum it up, I like badges. They help enhance some of the kart racing. I like the kart customization. It helps express yourself during the race, which is something that I think World should have done better. And I don't want to say anything. I honestly could care less. I would rather them not be in the game, but I honestly don't care. If Sega wants their own kind of Smash Bros. Franchise, go ahead. I mean, they've already done it in previous games. I mean, it's just funny that, you know, those characters are in, I guess. I hope some kid enjoys it, yeah.
Anyways, I want to get to strikes.
That's it. You haven't said anything bad about Sonic Racing.
Man.
I think it's my turn to
I
talk.
get to do the strikes.
Oh,
because
yeah?
it's my
Well,
video.
What if I change your mind?
Well, okay. I'll
That's
get out of
right.
here.
It's
I'll
my
leave you
channel
alone.
now.
I'm doing the strikes around here.
And no one can stop me. Now go! I mean, look at this board. This is supposed to go in easy mode on Sonic Racing. We need to get them some more pressure. First off, the level system's okay, but it's not okay that they lack the badges because of it. You can't add some stupid battle pass system without paying the consequences. Also, I don't care if Sonic has a harder time with identifying what items do what, but these item designs, I just don't get them. Mario Kart's better. I know Mario Kart World has 24 players. It's bad, but you know what's also bad? 12 players. I want to see more players on Sonic Racing. Also, Sonic sounds annoying. Business Bro didn't take it far enough. And finally, all these new courses in Sonic Racing, they're just from 8, but different layouts. There, that's better. Now we understand that Sonic Racing isn't the perfect game ever.
Yes. Don't I love the
Hey,
power?
this isn't cool, man.
Whoa.
You're taking over my channel.
Stay back! Whoa.
I got a surprise for you.
Whoa, okay, I surrender. Now that I got that rascal out of the way, let's finish marking Mario Kart World for its strikes. Okay, so I'm looking at these strikes, and you know what? Honestly, it doesn't even look that bad. I probably would have made the same strikes. So even though that rascal is annoying, he is right, I guess. But we do need to add some strikes for Mario Kart World. First of all, I know the graphics are a bit of a touchy opinion kind of subject, but I'm just gonna go at it from this angle. I think the game needs to look a little more realistic if they're going for that road tripping style. And if they aren't, then, well, why did they make Mario Kart World? I just don't think they align with the full piece of Mario Kart World. I mean, if they made a game closer to 8, then I wouldn't mind them using cartoony graphics. But as it stands, they chose to make Mario Kart World. So, also, I swear, half the decisions that they made in Mario Kart World were to go back to Mario Kart Wii, but they also didn't make them actually considering, like, what they added in World. Like, braking is awful. Okay, character and card select, again, they made a decision to change something that was perfectly fine, and it made it worse. Honestly. I know it's like, oh, they added cow. But like, I don't think that. Because every spot that they put for the cow, that was a spot that they could have done, like, I don't know, an actual character in the Mario universe. I wouldn't even mind some Paper Mario reps, honestly. Along with the characters, I also do not like the unlock system. It is kind of dumb. And I wouldn't even mind if the game made it, like, really BS to get enemy characters. But the enemy characters are taking slots from actual characters. So you're unlocking something kind of boring, and it's a really stupid way of unlocking it. Don't even get me started on the overworld unlocks. They're awful. Speaking of overworld, the challenges are, I feel, the overworld feels really weird with the P-switch challenges, but I'm just gonna mar 2 strikes. They just feel like kind of distractions from the actual game. And Angry Mario did say something about items in Sonic being kind of awkward, but items in Mario Kart are just straight boring. Look, they're good items, and they've worked for like 30 years. I don't know, it just doesn't hit. They brought back the Mega, which, that's nice. coin block and the coin shell, like, they're interesting items, but they're not, like, highlights. It'd be kind of interesting to have an item like that spiky boomerang or something. Something that really hits. Finally, Angry Mario foreshadowed it. 24 players is just not good for Mario Kart. And since it affects everything, I'm giving it 3 strikes. Because I'm just so mean, aren't I? Anyways, I think that's enough strikes for Mario Kart World, don't you think? I know I kind of beat the crap out of Mario Kart World. I do want you to know, though, that it is like a pretty good game. It's just, there are a lot of mistakes. And maybe they're not as big as I make them sound, but the game's also $80. I'd like to let you decide if the strikes are petty enough. Which, by the way, it's trying to set an industry standard of like BS corporate stuff. You know what? It's okay if you like Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World probably worse than 8, but it's new. I said at the beginning of the video, I like how Mario Kart World is not just 8 again. So if you like the new changes, go ahead, waste your money. Thank you for making it all the way to the end. And I'm not sure if you could tell, but Sonic Racing kinda smoked Mario Kart. But Sonic Racing does something that Mario Kart really shouldn't have done. I mean, I know that they have the crossover characters and the crossover tracks. It's a nice change of pace, but you'll find that the game is kind of just 8 Deluxe again. Funnily enough, because of that, it is just straight up better than World. Because World is just trying to do something completely new. I can't say we haven't seen this in a racing game though. I guess another way I'd describe Mario Kart World is that it's making Mario Kart more like Super Mario. They add the jump and all the parkour and stuff, but it's also more adventure focused. You're going around an entire world just like you would in like Super Mario World or whatever, and it's really jank when it does it. They made a lot of mistakes, but Mario Kart World feels new and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds just feels safe. That's the objective point of view. Personally, I like Sonic Racing Cross Worlds more. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is better, but if you want something unique, you can try Mario Kart World. Anyways, sorry this video took so long to make. Thank you so much for supporting me though. Thank you for making it to the end, viewer. And thank you subscribers for subscribing to my channel and help building it. Anyways, thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day. I think I need a break.